Take a look at your living room on a typical Tuesday night. Between the heavy work schedules, the endless extracurricular commitments, and the pull of various screens, the modern home moves at a blistering pace. Families often find themselves physically occupying the same space while remaining psychologically isolated, each member tethered to their own digital silo. The traditional response to this disconnect is the family vacation, an attempt to physically remove everyone from the familiar environment. Stepping away from the daily routine is more than a break. It is a necessary disruption of the cycle of isolation, creating a vacuum that only genuine interaction can fill. The process of getting there is rarely peaceful. It involves crowded cars and missed turns and the friction of travel logistics. We willingly leave the predictable comfort of our homes only to encounter higher levels of stress in a different location. This specific brand of travel chaos serves a purpose. The unpredictability and novelty of a trip are the exact mechanisms that begin to rewire a child's brain. The logistical headaches act as a crucible, forcing the family out of their individual routines and back into a shared emotional experience. For a child to benefit from these experiences, the adults in the group have to undergo a physiological reset of their own. Data from the Annals of Tourism Research shows when we step away from daily commitments, chronic stress and burnout recede. This shift allows a sharp increase in subjective well-being. As the parent's brain sheds the weight of work, they become capable of being fully present. This psychological availability creates the secure environment a child needs to begin exploring their own surroundings. When a child is placed in an unfamiliar environment alongside engaged parents, their developing mind enters a state of high alert. This happens when they encounter cultures different from their own, see wildlife in its natural habitat, or navigate a landscape that looks nothing like home. This exposure to novelty acts as a fertilizer for the brain. It forces neural pathways to branch out and connect as the child works to make sense of the new information. By observing and interacting with different ways of life, children build a foundation for perspective taking. This mental flexibility is the precursor to long-term curiosity and empathy. These experiences serve as a developmental intervention, requiring the mind to adapt to the unknown in real time. The cognitive growth actually accelerates when things go wrong, introducing a layer of acute stress to the journey. Navigating a confusing airport terminal or managing a lost reservation requires a specific type of focus. When families solve these unpredictable problems together, it practices patience and cooperative thinking. Successfully managing these moments of friction as a unit provides children with a practical model for emotional regulation. Dealing with adversity as a unified front reinforces the family bond, turning the unavoidable good friction of a trip into a tool for group resilience. These psychological shifts don't end when you pull back into the driveway and unpack the suitcases. The memories of shared presence and novelty crystallize into a permanent sense of identity that survives long after the trip is over. This is why many adults carry vivid, nostalgic memories of childhood road trips for their entire lives. These shared experiences become the foundation for a child's sense of belonging and lifelong emotional security. Having successfully navigated a wide, unfamiliar world as a unit, children develop a sense of reliability in their family, an internal stability they take with them into every new environment they face. The lasting value of a trip is found in the permanent emotional connection built through shared exploration. Surviving the stress of a family road trip is a deliberate act of reinforcing a child's resilience. The destination is just the backdrop for the real souvenir, a sense of security that stays with a child for the rest of their life.